So, welcome to this video. Last week I filmed a little training webinar sort of thing for charities and non-profits and social enterprises with the guys at Link Up London, who help link up skilled volunteers with the charities that need their expertise. Okay, unfortunately, because we had a lot of people attending the Zoom call, the recording mucked up. So what I'm going to do is go back through the presentation for all you lovely lot that want to review it and re-see it, and anyone that didn't get to make it, or anyone that stumbles across this in the future. If you need help increasing donations, increasing sales, and basically growing and hunting attention for your charity or non-profit, this is the video for you. So without further ado, I'll get into it. So the brief pretty much for this quick webinar, and it was very quick, and I did overrun. So now maybe I can take some time to explain some of the concepts a bit deeper than I did on the day. So it's always a good thing about refilming it. Is hunting attention online and turning clicks into customers and or donations. So what we do is we ask people before they attend the webinar, like, what are some of the reasons you attend today, and do any of these sound familiar? And they might sound familiar to you watching too. I spend so much time managing social media accounts with little to zero tangible results to the business because it can be a time suck managing multiple platforms. Our usual source of donations has dried up and thought for a while we should look more into social and digital. Increasingly a problem currently with the corona and all these situations, as some charities and non-profits rely on in-person fundraising events and other advertising methods. Some people get jealous, like they've seen other charities use social media really well, but they don't even know where to start. And it can, because it's a new concept and there's so much plates to spin, it can seem like a bit of a head fuck, even like getting the ball rolling and focusing your attention. Some people press boost posts but don't see any real results from the money spent. I'm sure many of you may have heard me speak about never pressing boost post ever again. There'll be a link in the description as to why you should never post boost post, but effectively you are throwing money away, throwing money in the bin, because your adverts will never be optimized for actual conversions, actual actions that you want and relate to your objectives. Anyone that presses boost post, the actions will always be optimized for sort of reach and engagements, but not the kind that drive your business forward. Okay. And some people, they know Google and Facebook ads look great, but they have no budget. And it was all around how we can make an impact with little to zero budget with these concepts and start growing the business and making it self-sustainable and profitable. Non-profits profitable, you know what I mean. More money for the cause. Yeah. I'm sure they do still use the word profit. It's just allocated into the causes that matter. So, move there. The basic principles is those people were there. That's where they are now. And they're looking at these other companies that they're assuming doing it great, and they've got a secret sauce or some hidden ingredient, and that's where they want to be. When in reality, there's not too much difference between them, okay? At the minute, they might be scattered, hopeful, not sure what to start, and the results of their marketing spend is unpredictable and inconsistent at best. Where they want to be is this group of gaggle of marketeers and social media advertising enthusiasts who have got a plan. They're producing predictable, consistent, scalable results, and they're creating profitable advertising. They're putting money at the top and they're producing more money at the back end of it. That is the holy grail for all businesses, okay? Not just hoping on a whim and a prayer that it's going to work. You're in control and you know the results you're going to get. The only thing separating those two groups is a simple framework. Simple frameworks that we use with all our clients, and in this presentation we're going to adapt for charities, non-profit, social enterprises. Okay, does that sound like a place you want to be? You want to be over in this side of the bridge, on this team, rather than that side. Unfortunately, a lot of people are this side because there's some misinformation or a lot of must-dos and secret tips and tricks when it's a lot simpler than people make it out to be. Just going to move myself a bit further away so I'm not interviewing. So who am I? If you're watching this online, whether it's through the website or YouTube or IGTV or whatever, my name is James Green. I'm a social media advertising agency called Evergreen Growth and Marketing. I started in sports marketing with Premier League clubs, elite athletes, and selling to global brands. So when you see a Premier League front shirt, I was head of operations for 2 years at a sport marketing agency. We looked at the brands and we sold them Premier League clubs, sponsorships with Cristiano Ronaldo, Anthony Joshua, Andre Iniesta, people like that. And it sounds amazing. It sounds like a great job, and there were some great perks, and it was exciting. I always wanted to work in sport. But the more we sat in rooms with CMOs and founders of the fastest growing brands in the world, like the ones who tapped into e-commerce, mobile apps, they were focusing their budget on Facebook advertising, not sports sponsorship. And the more we dug into this, the more we realized that it's because they could measure and scale up everything around it. They knew to the penny which advert and which creative and every single variable. They were pumping different levers and getting the most out of their performance. So like a little, I was going to say something weird. What's the creepy person watching from afar? Some of the clients we worked with that were doing both looked over their shoulder, learnt from them, and they're spending millions and millions of pounds a month. Learnt the basic frameworks, the principles, learnt the tools, and the more voyeuristic, for want of a better word, I was, the more I realised that this is the way forward. And there was a huge gap in the market on small businesses adopting the same practices as the world's fastest growing brands, and doing so without breaking the budget, because a lot of agencies out there tie people into 12-month contracts, and every month of those contracts they're asking for 5-10 grand for just a basic campaign, when I know that a lot of businesses can start implementing them themselves. Okay, yes, you're going to get results faster with a paid expert. Yes, you're going to be more guaranteed for faster results with an advertising agency and someone to hold your hand doing it and to create campaigns, and it saves you time. But there is nothing stopping people that have the time and have the patience to start producing results themselves. And charities and social enterprises and non-profits typically have lower budgets, but do have willing volunteers and able, skilled people to help out. Okay, so what we've done over the last 2.5 years, is deliver results for e-commerce, bricks and mortar local businesses, B2C companies and non-profit brands, and sharing the frameworks and concepts to turn clicks into customers. Okay, that's me. Yeah, because obviously, like when you're doing a webinar to a group of people, you do sort of give yourself a bit of an intro. Yeah, that's why this is there. I don't normally do so much of it for a video. Okay, and I think one of the main bits behind this is like we focus on paid social media advertising. So actually adverts you see in people's posts, but we wanted to also incorporate some lessons for organic social media for people with literally zero budget, and just highlighting as well, because a lot of people sometimes get confused when we say social media and social media marketing. They assume that it means organic because that's the thing people are more familiar with, and it was perhaps the thing that everyone supposedly diverted their attention to and should never ignore, which is great. But there are pros and cons for either side. Okay, so in terms of the cost, obviously organic's free. Great. Sometimes you might be paying for a subscription service to design like Adobe Spark or Canva, or you might be paying to scheduling software like Buffer or Lately, one of them. And so it's not necessarily free. And obviously there is an opportunity cost of time, because all the best practitioners say you need to be on all these platforms posting multiple times a day, engaging with people in one-to-one conversation. And if you've got part-time volunteers or a small team and someone's in charge of all the marketing, that's not necessarily doable. Okay. Social media advertising, on the other hand, the cost is it can start from as little as £1 a day. Sometimes people are surprised by that. I'm not saying you're going to get huge results by £1 a day, but it can start from £1 a day and can scale up to whatever, infinity. They'll take your money. As long as the audience is big enough, they'll put the ads in front of them. Okay. Speed. If you're trying to build a business of organic social media, one, there's no guarantee of it happening, but the speed in which you'll get to where you want to get to is very slow. It's very slow to get any sort of traction these days because your reach is pretty much going to be maximum 5 to 10% of your follower base, and you've still got to build that follower base up. And it's out of your control. The algorithm controls too much, and it's all dictated by what other people are posting and viewing at the same time. You can post the most amazing bit of content, but if it's in and around the same times that the users are favorite puppy and pizza and previous partners accounts posting, you're not going to get seen. If it's the same time as literally a sunny day in England, people are spending loads of time on social media, so they're not going to engage or see content. Like I said, reach, I sort of just touched upon it there. It's limited to 2 to 10% of your followers and limited discoverability. Whilst reach social media advertising just depends on the budget. You can target to your exact audience or exact specific customers that may have engaged with you before and donated in the last 12 months, or you can reach the people who've hit your volunteer page but not converted into volunteers and applied in the volunteer form, things like that. So what I'd recommend is organic social media, used for educating, entertaining, shocking, sharing your journey, and playing about, like testing shit. Test to see what works and don't take yourself too seriously. A lot of people on this webinar were almost being hamstrung by the fear of posting and getting it perfect. And what if this happens? What if this happens? And trying to sell your whole story. And we see it so often. It's like, to be honest, like the two worst case scenarios here are no one sees it. So you spent all that time worrying over nothing because literally no one's seen it. It's what fuck all reach. Or that you say something horrible and someone takes it the wrong way and it just doesn't fit your brand objectives and people get the wrong end of the stick. You can delete it. So two worst case scenarios are no one sees it, so there's no use getting any anxiety and fear about it. Or you can delete it because you can just literally take a post down. So I would really implore people to stop giving a shit as much about organic social media, making it the perfect post, and just get out there and do much. And I think a lot of businesses should start documenting more and posting around that's less curated. Okay, there's still room for planned and designed posts and stuff like that, but if you're worried about how your Instagram feed, like the grid, looks to new followers, get over yourself. People don't care. You are the only one who cares what it looks like. Other people don't. Okay? Easy, simple. Paid social media advertising, that should be used for actual conversion actions, the stuff that drives your business. Acquiring emails, acquiring customers, acquiring donations, and acquiring attention. You're guaranteeing that you can get attention and you're getting your things seen by people, and then you optimize it and create campaigns that do those big actions of acquiring emails, customers, and donations. Okay? And volunteers. So, what is social media advertising? It's using targeted advertising on social media platforms to bring an audience into a funnel. The best practice is using a variety of adverts tested at scale and used to discover the best ROI to grow your business. ROI is return on investment. Why should you be using this? It's the most cost-effective and measurable marketing activity. The most cost-effective and measurable marketing activity to kickstart with any budget. Highly customizable and targeted to reach your perfect target audience. You can target by interest, website behavior, and more. It can be flexible to test different creatives and audiences with low budgets, and the ability to integrate with your website and retarget users based on their behavior and create lookalike audiences to advertise to, which I'll get more into later. Okay, here's just some examples that we found of UK nonprofits running some advertising, and I'll dive into them more later as well. Search advertising. So simply, what is search advertising? That's bidding for the most prominent results on Google when your audience searches for relevant keywords. So if they search keywords, you're paying Google to appear at the top of that search. And you can imagine the premium retail space that is for people in a hurry and know what they want to do and want to buy. Why would people do this? Because these people already have a high purchase intent normally, because they're literally searching for the solution in Google, because that is the oracle of all places to solve problems. You can also integrate this with social ads and retarget those coming in via Google ads. So if you set up a Google ad based on a particular query around the charity or nonprofit and the cause you're getting people that have a high intent and are further in their decision-making process to work with you, donate to you, volunteer for you. and you can retarget those people who come in and don't convert initially from Google, retarget them and convert on Facebook and Instagram and or LinkedIn as well. The other side of Google Ads is Google own YouTube. You can integrate YouTube ads and actually show them video adverts of you can actually show video adverts to people that have searched certain keywords and key terms on Google. You show people that Google that term with a video showcasing offers a much richer context and richer creative format than just the text-based searches, which still work. And this is the golden goose, the basically what every registered UK charity should be doing is non-profits can apply for $10,000 spend each month, which Google will give you. It's a Google ad grant, and they will give you access to this $10,000 per month that you can spend on your advertising. Okay, free money to advertise. Step one, and I'll put the link in the description, see if you're eligible. Step two is you apply for Google for non-profits, which can be a bit of a ball ache, but obviously it's worth it, whatever amount of money you get. You enroll in Google Ad Grants, you create your account and submit your account for review. Okay, there's lots of other sort of programs that Google offer for nonprofits, and this would be the main one to see what you can get out of it and what you can use to start facilitating your online advertising journey with your nonprofit. Unfortunately, this doesn't extend to non-registered charities or social enterprises, and unfortunately, other advertising platforms as of yet don't have particular grants for this sort of thing either. It's just a great thing from Google. Well done to them. Hats off. Take advantage of it if you can. So the next thing I want to talk about is, do you ever get that phenomenon of feeling that your phone is listening to you? I've explained this in a few other videos before, but like when you're talking to someone at the pub or coffee shop and they're talking about a particular new flavor of M&Ms or a car that they're thinking of buying on finance, right? Let's just say it's a Ford Focus on finance because iterations are nice. Then instantly, or what it feels like instantly within the next few hours, you're just scrolling on Instagram and you see an advert for that flavor of M&Ms or that Ford Focus on finance, okay? And you instantly go, oh, my phone's listening to me. It's got to be scary, isn't it? Scary. Fake news, like, relax. I'd love to be able to target people that are talking about a product and like going after that as an audience interest. But what it is it's a mixture of human bias and the algorithm connecting the dots, okay? So one of the human biases is the recency bias and cognitive, I forgot the word, but anyway, is typical person in the UK, typical Londoner sees over 10,000 adverts a day. 10,000 adverts a day. And can you remember 10,000 ads that you've seen in the last 24 hours? No. You might be able to remember one or two. Maybe because they're amazing. Maybe because they were shit. Or maybe because they had a weird deja vu feeling because it came up in conversation before. It's like, realistically, something you've spoke about to someone is going to come up out of 10,000. Okay, and you also got to think of the chicken and egg scenario. Why were you talking about that place? Why were you talking about that ad in the first place? It's likely that that ad for M&Ms or Ford Focuses on finance did come up in your feed also before the chat, but because it wasn't in your like front of mind, you didn't register it. You just scrolled past it. Think of any ads you must scroll past on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook a day. Staggering. But you don't notice it until you notice it. Does that make sense? The other side of it being the algorithm connecting the dots. If Dave, if he is looking for a Ford Focus on finance, Facebook's tracking him with the pixel and his user behavior, and it's going to go, right, Dave, he's a 28-year-old male. He lives in this area of Southwest London. He mixes with these sorts of people. He watches this on Netflix. He also buys random shit off Amazon at 8 p.m. in the evening. And he subscribes to a few football magazines and watches content to do with Liverpool FC. Okay? What Facebook's going to test out for the advertiser, and the advertiser can do this purposefully, or they can just show to lookalikes of Dave, is it's going to go, right, Dave, as a user, He's come close to converting on this forward focus on finance. We need to find more people like Dave. We need to find the people he's hanging out with. We need to find the people that he's engaging with on Instagram. We need to find the people that are also watching Liverpool related photos. They're also buying stuff from Amazon at 8 p.m. at night. They also live in this part and in a similar age, okay? They're connecting the dots. And so if Dave, who has been searching for a full focus on finance, chats about his decision and almost spookily quickly you are hit with an ad, is because the algorithm and the advertiser are showing the ads and concentrating their ad budgets to the people similar to the ones who've already taken action. Okay, and sometimes it might not be that they're an active decision, like the M&Ms, the new flavour of M&Ms. You might think, oh, why is that coming from the topic in the pub? It's possibly because they're doing a big marketing push. They're spending on reaching people like you and your friends. And someone's seen an ad in their newsfeed, or they've seen a point of sale advert when they go to a retail like supermarket, and because the brand, I don't know who owns M&Ms, but Nestle maybe, they are spending a lot on different marketing channels. It's at the top of mind and it's in your conscious because they're introducing a new flavor and launching it. It makes sense that they're also spending budget on social media advertising. Okay, so it's more likely than not likely if something like a brand or a product is in your conversations and is relevant enough there that you'll see it at some point on Instagram. And this phenomenon happens probably to everyone every couple of weeks or every couple of days. And you're like, oh my God, my phone's listening to us. It's like, but think about the ads that you're not associating with it. It's just because you sort of understand that the mechanism is there for your phones to be creepy and track you and retarget that this is a constant worry. Like if you saw an ad for a full focus on finance to your TV or saw it on a billboard, it wouldn't have that weird effect. It's just cognitive dissonance. And it's an interesting thing. And no doubt the targeting is spooky and they do have access to a lot of your behavior and things that you're doing going on in the background of your phone. It's a conversation for a different day. But you need to be able to, if you can, as a business owner, an entrepreneur and marketeer, leverage what can be done for the betterment of your product and the betterment of your business. Okay, rant over on fake news. Fake news. Your phone is not listening to you. Good impression, isn't it? It's all right. Right, so I've sort of talked around it a bit there, but retargeting is you've got a prospect, they visit your site. Okay, they are tracked, almost hit with a stamp like a nightclub. Okay, once they've hit your website, they are tracked by the pixel. And they might leave your site because the kettle's boiled, the kids running around, they've finished their bus journey, they've got a meeting at work, they might have finished what they were doing on the toilet. Okay? Whatever. Something else has cropped up and they've left your site. Then the next time they open their phone, the prospect browses social media in the next 24 hours to 2 weeks or more or longer. They see your retargeting ad because you're setting up an advert to retarget the people that have got to a certain point in your advertising funnel and journey and then left for whatever reason. And this is the single biggest win for most advertisers and most businesses out there, is starting retargeting campaigns and focus on your budget, on converting the people closest to making a decision. So see the retargeting ad, and if you address the elephant in the room almost by letting them know that you know that they're close to making a decision and you hint at that, or even fucking full frontal address it, like, you were at our pricing page, but you didn't convert. What was stopping you? You're dragging them back into the funnel and making it a lot easier for them to make a decision. It's used so much in e-commerce and retail. It's why when you look at a pair of trainers, you are bombarded with that pair of trainers and other ones similar like it, or what other people have bought in that shopping bag along with trainers. Okay? It's the backbone of any fast growth e-commerce business in the last 10 years, like Wish, Gymshark, ASOS, Boohoo, things like that. This is the linchpin of that strategy and growth. So what lookalikes are, and I've said that a bit with Dave and his forward focus and Fiesta, is you've got a database here, and it's not just necessarily website users. You can use email subscribers, previous customers as well. And you can upload that to Facebook and it can match them with people that are 99%, 98%, 97%, 96% similar, and other sort of variables on it. But instead of us assuming what our target audience are and the demographics and psychographics, so their age, gender, things like that, and their interests, we let the algorithm do the hard work because it knows much more than we could ever do about those people. Okay. And once you've got enough data on the people converting into those big actions, such as generating leads, generating donations, generating sales, and you'll let the algorithm find people that look like them and make similar purchasing decisions. If I could whistle well, that would be the sort of takeoff of your advertising performance. But yeah, the rocket launching is a good noise anyway. Trump and a rocket in one video. What's next? The next thing was, please set up your Facebook pixel. If you don't know what Facebook pixel is, it's what I've talked about in terms of retargeting. It's a tiny piece of code that sits on your website and tracks your website visitors and their behavior. You can track and measure people's actions on your website. You can optimize delivery of your ads to people who are likely to take action. You can create custom audiences from website visitors and create specific actions or pages that are visited to retarget to. So if you can create an audience out of all the people that sign up to be a volunteer in the last 12 months, and you can then retarget them with different advertising, or you can find people that look like them. You can promote what's called dynamic e-commerce ads to automatically show website visitors the product they viewed on your website. So if you're a social enterprise that sells a product, this is what you should be doing 100% if you're not already. And like I said, reach lookalike audiences of your followers, website visitors, email signups, previous customers, and more. And there'll be a link in the description to watch our beginner's guide of the pixel and also how you can download and start implementing that on your website today. Please do that. Everyone do that. If you don't know what a Facebook pixel is, work out if you've got one with your website developer and start using it ASAP. Right. So the strategy that we deploy with all of our clients: hunt high quality attention online and converting those clicks into customers. I'll say that again. Converting those clicks into customers. How do we do that? I'll show you. It's with a customer funnel. Okay. The first step of a customer funnel is pumping high quality traffic into it. The best, most cost effective, fastest targeted route to that is search engine and social media advertising, because we can target by their purchase intent and their interests and behaviors, like I've discussed before. We take that into the top area of the funnel, which is possibly like an initial blog on your website or some high interest video. Okay. And with charities, the great thing is you can make quite shocking, entertaining, educational, and attention grabbing videos. And you can even have blogs around the cause or the reasons why the cause you're helping needs to be taken seriously or needs more awareness. Then, if they've hit this stage in the funnel, you want to be persuading them to the next stage. So all you want to be doing every time is just persuading people to take that next step on their journey, the next rung of the ladder. Often businesses will go on search engines, social media platforms, go sell, 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 and it'll be too much and they'll turn people off and they won't coax, persuade, and nurture that relationship enough. And it's, unless you've got a really pressing need and a great product and great offer, you're not going to convert the people you want. You want to build long-lasting relationships and build that lifetime customer value. The reasons behind this customer funnel is you build awareness, trust, and loyalty throughout the sales process. You can generate leads and then engage them and turn them into sales or donors with an amazing offer they can't refuse. And it makes it much easier to upsell and get referrals and that word of mouth if they've got an amazing product or service. Okay, if you've got all these components, which can't be built in a day, Rome wasn't built in a day, it's focusing on like one step at a time, one step beyond that song, Madness, I think, yeah. Focus on one thing at a time and then constantly tweaking, optimizing, and fixing every step in this funnel and baking in those referral mechanisms and upsell opportunities. Anyone who reaches this point and disappears, you can use your pixel and digital marketing techniques to retarget them and get them back into the funnel. Likewise, for someone who hits this point or hits this point and fucks off, or you want to re-engage the people that transacted with you 6, 12, 18 months ago, you can do all this, okay? But it starts with pumping high quality traffic from the search engines and social media platforms and taking them on a journey. The good thing is, with charities, non-profits, and social enterprises, you have a valuable story to tell. And each step of the way of getting someone to commit to the next stage is telling them a story that either persuades and makes their decision a no-brainer, or stops their objections. Okay, you're telling stories to make the decision a no-brainer and stop their objections and compel them enough to take action. So we recommend people have bespoke content for separate stages of the funnel. Okay, so there's no use if you're getting someone to just cross that last line of donating to necessarily show them the same video and story that could grab attention from someone who's not even aware of your cause or business at the start of it. You want to show bespoke content for separate stages of the funnel. We recommend as well, because non-profits, charities, social enterprises, and all other businesses, you've got a lot of different stakeholders and different audience types you need to resonate and work with and convince to become partners with your business, whether it's in time or cash. We recommend timeless content or evergreen content, so it's always relevant, and campaigns for individual stakeholders. So you're really personalizing what content they see, the ads, the landing pages that they go on. So when they click the ad, where they're heading, and then messaging is bespoke for those individual stakeholders and customer journeys. And the more you develop sort of these campaigns and the more you learn from them, the more you can really segment out and go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay. So all of this sort of journey, I'm hoping what it's doing is showing you that there's a possibility that in the future, your advertising can switch from a cost to an investment. Does that sound fair enough? Where you're in a position, like imagine a position that in 6 to 12 months' time, your marketing budget, you know, you can predictably and consistently generate a good return of investment from that. Yeah, it is not a cost anymore. It's not a drain on the budget. It's not a thing on the budget line that you look to cut at the first sign of danger. It is your lifeblood bringing new things into the business. And you know, if I put X pounds in at the top here, we are getting Y back in revenue. Okay, that's what you need to build: a predictable and consistent and scalable online sales generating machine. Okay, that's what creating decent advertising campaigns and what we call funnels can produce for you. And it's normally a big missing link in a lot of businesses, and it's something we, not only charities and social enterprises and non-profits, need to do, all businesses across all industries need to think in this sort of framework. So for organic content, like I said, there's a lot of people being hamstrung by that ideation, the thinking, the constant sort of, oh, I need something to post, I've got to post something, I've got to post something. Just repurpose the content. Think of something, sort of a stakeholder hero piece, so something that's truly significant and will always be relevant and is attention grabbing, whether that's a PDF download, whether that's a well shot video, whether that's a blog post around the cause and the reasons why, whether that's a case study. Case studies are the greatest ones of this, of a recent volunteer or someone you've helped, or you as the person creating this change. That's your hero content. And then it's just your job every few days or every week to repurpose that and post it on social media. It could be you've got your hero content, you've got amazing piece, you've got blog posts coming out of it, you've got ad campaigns, you've got short videos you're creating infographics, you're creating social media posts, you're creating podcasts, and it's all linking back to this one hero piece of content constantly, and drive traffic to your hero content, which then is guiding people to the next stage of the funnel. You know what I mean? Like, you've got your hero content and you're getting people to the next stage of the funnel. It's all fits into a uniform strategy. Okay, that's what a lot of people feedback of this session was. This was the thing that massively helped them in terms of a game changer, a little switch in their brain. Is it's not Monday you need to think of a post, Tuesday you need to think of a post. Oh, what if it's World fucking Barbecue Day, or it's World Hula Skirt Day? I need to post something about that. No, give a fuck about that. Don't bother with that. Make it, repurpose your key content for your business and make it relevant and interesting and engaging for that audience. Okay, it's not always going to be sell, but it can be prod. Gary Vee, I'm sure a lot of people are aware of him. He uses the analogy jab, hook. So like a boxer, you jab, and then you go in. Okay, back's a bit tight, but you are give, ask, and that will resonate more because not everyone wants to be sold to on social media all the time. And I think a lot of businesses need to understand that people don't give a shit about your product until they give a shit about your product. Okay, so let me restate that. A lot of people don't give a shit about your product until they give a shit about your product. And through organic social media, but also paid advertising, you can make that process a lot quicker and make them give a shit about your product. Similarly, people get caught up in this. Oh, I've got to post on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all these different platforms, new ones emerging all the time. Like, distribute at scale if you can, if you have the capacity to. I would say it's better to pick perhaps one or two ones that you innately understand, you intuitively get, you know your audience are on there, and go deeper in it. Okay, because if resources are tight and someone who's managing social media is volunteer part-time, or they're also doing everything else in the marketing team, even if you're just repurposing hero content, it's going to be hard to do that at scale effectively across TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, like everything. It's really just focusing on the ones that you get at the minute. So, or the ones that you can do. So I'd ensure that you tick the boxes of optimizing for each platform. It's too lazy now to have a Twitter post that links to an Instagram post. Like, it doesn't work, and it's effectively a waste of time. Focus on the ones you can manage. If you have the resources and time and staff, one-to-one engagement on any platform is the key to growth. We're talking actual conversations and comments, because if you can generate one conversation a week and build a rapport with someone on their post, and you're searching and scanning their content, and you believe they might be interested, that one-to-one engagement, if you do one a week, that's 52 people a year. And you never know, some of them might have a platform and a voice and a reach and can share the message further. But organic content, don't expect huge gains, because there is a very quick barrier to what you can achieve on there. Okay, so literally these were some off the top of my head, potential ideas for some of the people in this webinar, okay? So the first one, the most important one, the one that I think anyone with any budget can do, is get some stories, some little iPhone videos from volunteers, staff, donors, customers, recipients of the help, families that you've affected positively, and let them share their stories. Nothing scripted, nothing too overtly intrusive. Just share their real stories with real people, because that will work better than any video corporate branding ad agency could give you. Let someone share their story on video, whether it's 30 seconds, whether it's 30 minutes. Do that, it will work. I promise you. You could have FAQs on insert course here. You could have the top 10 reasons why insert course here. Can't be ignored if you insert reason for getting involved. Surprising facts about cause you never knew. What you can do to help solve cause. Learn more about how this business is helping to solve cause in 2020. Join our 30-day challenge. Ooh. Shop with insert brand to help support cause. One for the social enterprises there. Like, these are quite formulaic, and the best examples that you can find out there is go on BuzzFeed. Okay, they are the headline writers for the social media age. Okay, and they follow a very distinct formula, and it is sort of that clickbaity sensationalism, but play the game. Okay, you're doing this for a good cause. You might as well play the game, and this is what people want to read: bite-sized chunks and things that spark interest immediately. Okay, there's even a lot of sort of research into making sure the numbers are very randomized, and including 26% like little data points in the title. So surprising reasons why 27% of families in Britain need help with this. That sort of title will get people to click, because what they're used to consuming, and it just, all we are is shaved monkeys, pretty much. Humans, that's all we are. Pretty simple. And the more you can understand that, and the more that you can create your content and marketing strategy and online advertising around that, the more successful you'll be, as opposed to just going out there with sell. Doesn't work. People turn off. Like I said, people don't give a shit about your product until they give a shit about your product. I do like that phrase. I might start using it more. So, right, this story, Max's Foundation, these are one of the guys in the webinar, okay? It's a great story. Please check them out. I will leave the link in the description. But essentially, Max was a 10-year-old boy and had his whole life to look forward to. Loved football, basketball, Marvel, and Xbox, like many other 10-year-old boys out there. Loved sushi and regularly went to the Emirates to watch Arsenal. Unfortunately, he had a genetic heart condition, which they didn't know about, and there wasn't widespread testing or awareness and information around it. And I believe there wasn't symptoms behind it and stuff like that. But what these guys are doing is great work on helping families raise awareness for it, helping people with Max's condition, helping out, I think, fundraising for more stringent scientific testing and more research into this condition. There's lots of other great work and things like that. In terms of giving them an ad strategy, like a tangible thing that they could do in this next 7 days was, and I'm sure they've got some of these assets already, was a short video and blog with Max's story and all the great work she continues to do. You create an advert of that targeted at parents of 8 to 12-year-olds, which would be very powerful video messaging around someone the same age as their son or daughter. And it could, I think that's probably the thing that could, scary almost, is this Max could be anyone's child, could be anyone's. And yeah, that's obviously going to resonate very well with people, particularly of the same target age group, because what they're talking about in terms of his interests and activities and what he's doing, what he's looking forward to, that's what these parents will be in all the time and couldn't imagine a world without their child. So anyone that then comes in from that ad to their website or their donation page or wherever they're targeting, wherever they were getting the clicks after the ad, they could then retarget those with a call to action of donate or volunteer or both. And what these guys have been doing before lockdown, and I think just around very recently, is they're doing fun runs and fun golf days to raise money. They could literally advertise to people interested in running in the local area that visited the site, or interested in running in charity, or just interested in running, to take part in the next fundraising run. Same thing for golf. And then I was asking them a question really of what other campaigns, content, articles do you want to put in front of other B2B stakeholders? Because they raise a lot of fundraising for institutes, hospitals, medical things to research that actual condition. So what I did here is, as you can see, is the last charity golf day they did was at Finchley Golf Club. Okay, so what I showed them was literally, here are all the parents with children aged similar to Max that are interested in golf within 15 kilometres of Finchley Golf Club. For £20 ad budget, you could reach upwards of 6,000 individuals and generate probably 50 clicks. And I'm going at the top end of the estimations, and probably you'd beat those estimations because the story's so compelling and it will spread on social media. The algorithm, you'll be able to reach more people for less because the content is much more engaging than your usual ads you see for selling any old tat, or the awful ads that people put out on social media. But so there's 18,000 people in there, and for an estimate, I think 40 to 50 quid, they could reach every single parent of children of that age who have any interest in and have been browsing golf-related pages and content and bought golf-related products that are logged into Facebook and Instagram within 2 days. Okay, and what better way? I can imagine that they might have spent more than that on printing t-shirts before. Okay, so that is one of the ideas for one of the attendees for Max's Foundation. Like I said, link in the description. Please check them out if you're near where they're basing events or can help them in any way. Please do. So The second live example and live case study we did in the webinar was Les Jeunes. Don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Please correct me, guys. But it's a clinic for children with Down syndrome, and it helps out the parents in particular and the children in terms of like interacting, events, advice, guides, sort of facilitating that they can do some activities and enjoy things and help them learn. Okay, and other learning disabilities as well, for not just Down syndrome. And it's all aimed around reaching the parents and reaching the parents that could use their help. Okay, as well as ones that are willing to work with them, donate with them, and raise funds for like what is an underserved community. What I prescribe for them, or what I recommend they do, is you can actually target people that are interested or have browsed sort of similar charities pages and similar interests, and use your content to help them. Like particularly what would work both on search engines and social media is content related to queries and practical guides and questions and problems that their target audience of parents of children with Down syndrome might have, and give them valuable tips and advice. So you give the value up front. You're spending money on showcasing content that's giving value and advice for free, and then retargeting them later on, okay? You retarget the people who've hit those key website page visitors, whether it's a blog content, a PDF download, and then you give them the appropriate call to actions, okay? Whether it's you offering them help and engaging more stakeholders and community, whether it's asking for donations or to get in touch, etc., etc. And again, just to showcase what £20 budget could get you, is what we did was the whole of the UK who are interested in the disability rights movement, Down Syndrome Association, inclusion as a whole, and National Down Syndrome Society, that were also parents. So they were also parents, and for £20, it's got 61,000 people in the audience. And again, top end predictions of around 8,000 individuals, and you're getting 85 link clicks from 20 quid. Okay. One just caveat to all of these. I know what I'm trying to demonstrate is that you can target these interests, but because they're such like pertinent causes that anyone, like people might not be actively involved with the Down syndrome community or inclusion and disability rights, but they still might be interested in content related to this. But this one was particularly for the people that are helping. Okay. But more often than not, for non-profits and charities, particularly if you're going after donations, perhaps go broad. Go broader the better, okay? And the algorithm will work out who wants to see it and who's likely to engage. So yeah, then I went on to say in this webinar, I was like, that's those two, that's specific examples, but there were 60, 70 odd attendees in the webinar, and I couldn't go down each one. Not enough time in the day for that. For everyone, like you can target people on Facebook and Instagram who are interested in charitable organizations, have recently clicked to donate, like they've recently donated to a charity. They're interested in non-profit organizations, charities and causes and volunteering. So for £20, again, that magical £20 number, you're probably going to be able to reach 15 to 25,000 individuals and generate maybe over 200 clicks from £20. And as you can see, the potential reach is 17 million people. You notice it gets cheaper the broader the group, okay, because you're being less targeted. Often advertising seems to get more expensive the larger you reach, but with Facebook and Instagram and social media advertising, the opposite, because you're bidding in an auction for people's attention and timeline. The more specific you make it, the more targeted the prize is, and the more narrow you have to go, which means it's expensive. And what I also prescribed to everyone was start thinking about a retargeting funnel, simple retargeting. Like, what are your key pages that already get the most visitors, or are the key pages in terms of driving conversions and closest to your actual business objectives? Start employing retargeting right there and then. And then once you start to build this system out, okay, once you've started to build your advertising funnel and start to generate profit, you can try and experiment with other marketing channels and activities. And all marketing activities should strategically put more leads into the funnel. Okay, they shouldn't just be on a whim and just, see what happens. Is whether it's other advertising platforms, you're getting PR, you're working on SEO, you're doing live events, podcasts, interviews, you're working with influencers and your organic social media, it's all driving into the top of the funnel where your retargeting and digital marketing techniques and strategies help convert them to the actions you want to convert. Okay, so be smart with it. It's 2020 now. It's time to be smarter with your marketing. Okay, so here's some other examples we found from UK non-profits and charities that we thought were quite relevant to the audience. And you can see that in the presentation there was some click more to see more. I'll look at the links in the description, okay, for you guys as well. So Help for Heroes, their advertising content funnel all around joining in the challenge. Okay, so it's how much activity can you do over 30 days? Okay, so sign up today, you get your free fundraising pack, and all it is generating leads. You're on an email database, you're on a pixel. You can be retargeted at later dates for Help for Heroes merchandise, Help for Heroes campaigns, Help for Heroes content, because this is quite a fun challenge, okay? And some of them often do give away prizes, cash, lotteries, and stuff like that, because they're just trying to build as big a database as they can and then convert people via email, sometimes like direct mail, like to your letterbox, and other direct communications once they've got you into a challenge. Okay, and they've got some nice videos on it, really simple idea, but what could be your challenge that fits in well with your brand and story and message that you can use to sort of galvanize and grow an email database? Oxfam, they were straight up replicating e-commerce strategies. These were dynamic ads. So what is it? It's a seaweed shampoo. Probably should use some of that myself. But all of that, which ad you saw and which product you saw, was dictated by your behavior on the website, okay? And it was literally shop now. It's an e-commerce advert. They're also testing out different offers. So 20% off, I think 15% off, and promoting their sale. And use code Oxfam20 at checkout. There's e-commerce ads, but they're non-profit. If you sell a product to raise money for your cause, treat it like an e-commerce brand. You need to be marketing yourself like an e-commerce brand, not a social enterprise or non-profit. Alzheimer's Society. So these guys are quite like what they're doing, quite smart, so on Facebook ads, you can target people with an upcoming birthday. Quite popular now is if you've got an upcoming birthday, is people are encouraged to, instead of taking presents and gifts, because after the age of 15, what gifts do you really want? Money. That's about it. Money and booze and chocolate. My birthday's coming up. So they target people with an upcoming birthday, and they ask people to swap presents for donations and help their cause of being there for people with dementia. You can sign up right there and then. You're on their email database, and it already speaks to you and is a bit more relevant because you go, my birthday's coming up. Okay, so it's quite a clever campaign. And what they're also doing is tapping into people that would be suffering or potentially suffering from the effects of Alzheimer's there and then, and encouraging people to include the Alzheimer's Society in their will and getting a free will pack. Okay, the messaging and tone of it of, I don't want my grandchildren to have to face dementia like I am, is quite powerful, obviously. And again, it's building an email database. It's giving something away for free to get them on the system and encourage a constant line of communication and nurture and trust. Okay, going back to that marketing funnel of potential audience, lead, sale. Okay, it's basically replicating. It's just got a good offer or good hook to get into the marketing funnel. And I know I'm speaking about this quite passively and can almost come across quite cold, but these are just marketing techniques and they're replicated in every business, every walk of life. And these guys are doing it well. That's why we use them as examples. And if you want to grow the cause and the business that you're working with and your nonprofit, charity or social enterprise, you're going to do it much faster and much more effectively if you do follow these marketing principles. They're timeless and they work. Okay. So the foolproof funnel for non-profits is an engaging video to shock, educate, or entertain. Okay, run an ad of that video to your desired audience and guide the viewers of that ad through click here to see more to a website page to learn more about the cause. If you retarget all the video viewers, which you can do, and website visitors who've clicked the ad with more direct call to action, donate to us, volunteer or email. Obviously, donate is probably the most effective way for raising capital and revenue, which will help grow your business faster. And then what we really must implore you do is maintain your email database for future communications and future campaigns, okay? Because you can galvanize that and keep them up to date. And it is a underappreciated asset, building a large email database and learning the art and craft of segmentation and reaching out to them and updating and persuading them, okay? And then you see what works in that funnel and then test something else. Throw another video in there or throw a different landing page and see what the results are compared to each other. Okay, that is your starter for 10. Now, what to do next? Simple question. So, what I gave the visitors of this webinar, okay, I'm going to move over here. What I gave the viewers of this webinar was a simple to-do list of over the next 2 weeks, try and accomplish these following steps and you'll be well on your way to dominating social media marketing. Step 1, set up your Facebook Business Manager and ad account, or check if you actually have one. Click here to start. There'll be a link in the description. So many links in the description. Set up your Facebook pixel, okay? Again, I've already said about links in the description to that and the video that we produced for it. Step 3, apply for Google Ad grants. Get it. It could be $10,000 worth of free money. Then, because some people are like, oh, we don't have enough money for a video agency, or we wouldn't know, we don't have a camera, blah, blah, blah. Like bullshit, you don't need it. Film with your phone. I just put iPhone in there because it's what I had, but whatever phone, most of the cameras are good enough. Someone in your organization will have a decent camera phone. 3 video stories. 1 is your mission, so you as a business owner. 1 is your mission, so you as a business owner. 1 could be the video of someone you are helping and their story, and 1 is someone who's volunteered and their story. Okay? If you have budget or contacts, yeah, you can create a branded video which has got the right tone, pacing, and shots to grab attention. But to be honest, I think the above might work better than a video that you will pay for. People end up spending weeks editing and creating. Honestly, I really do. Build an ad campaign in Ads Manager with your video, not a boost post, but an actual advertising campaign. And I know I've sort of not gone into the depths and intricacies of Facebook Ads Manager, but they do have free coaching sessions and free training tutorial videos in their Facebook Blueprint course. Please decide on 1 hero piece of content to work with to start with, or find something that you've already made and produced before, because a lot of people are producing content and then forget about it 2 weeks later. That's appropriate, or use one of the videos above, like one of these 3 videos, okay? Plan and start creating 20 assets from that 1 piece of hero content, okay? So you know that your social media scheduling and the actual content you're producing and pumping out day to day, most of it, if it's not documenting your journey or one-off sort of tidbits, is all around driving attention and traffic to that piece of hero content. Then, once you've got enough traffic in from the initial ad, create retargeting. Add sequences to encourage conversions, donations, sales, volunteers, or leads. If you are really struggling with this, please contact us, okay? There's a link in the description where you can fill out some details, fill out the problems you are currently facing, and a bit more about your business. And myself or my colleague Ash will send you a personalized, tailored, custom battle plan for your business with what we recommend you should be doing, okay? And some points, some tips, a look at your competitors in your industry, and we can go from there, okay? If you want to, and only if you want to, there's no obligation, we can set up a call where you can ask us some more questions, we can answer them, we can come up with a bit more of a bespoke plan, and you can see if either both parties are happy that we're the right fit to be your advertising agency of choice and to work with us on a retainer basis, or if you're really keen on doing it yourself and the budget's a bit tighter to have an agency and retainer, we understand that, is book in some private coaching calls where we'll walk you through the process, we'll check the ads you're creating, we'll get you to understand the patterns and the results that you're seeing. Okay, so that's linked in the description for if you would like your free 6-minute social media advertising audit. Okay, I've just got another page here around our toolbox. So the tools we use day to day for clients in all industries to get the most out of their social media advertising. So acuity scheduling is what we use to book in one-to-one calls, which can be very useful for managing volunteers and stakeholders. It syncs up to your diary. And there's going to be even more links in the description. Click here for a 14-day trial. I might just put this document up in the description, actually, which has got the links in. Yeah, that's definitely better. I'll link this document in there, and then you can do all the links for this. Viper.io is a great way to create viral giveaways. I've done a few videos about that on this channel. And the monthly subscription starts at $49 a month. But if you click the link there, you can create the competition for free before you paid a penny. I said about the importance of creating and maintaining an email database and CRM. We use ActiveCampaign with a lot of clients because setting up the automations, so the email sequences that happen that are pre-written and pre-managed are very easy, and it's very easy to manage your email database. Again, click there for a 14-day free trial. SEMrush, for those with a bulkier, beefier advertising budget, is how you can see your competitors' Google Ads strategy, SEO keywords, and build your own Google Ads and SEO campaigns with intelligence. Again, free 14-day trial. Instapage is what we use for all our clients and ourselves to build landing pages for an ad campaign. Because if we're showing an ad, we want to make sure that the user has a bespoke experience relevant to that ad. Okay, they're not just guided to the homepage. This allows you to easily and quickly build nicely designed one-to-one personalized experiences and landing pages relevant to the platform very quickly, okay, and they're fast, which is vital. Rather than editing the website, particularly if you're not savvy or you don't have a drag and drop website editor like Squarespace or Wix, which are easy for the user, you don't want to be paying a website developer whatever their rate is to set up 3 test pages for a campaign. Again, click there for 14-day free trial. Typeform can be quite useful because you can use it to build quizzes and surveys and what we call quiz lead magnets, which are quizzes that generate an email address, which you can follow up with. So the quiz could be, and here is a bunch of recommended other resources that we use for content creation that are just great for anyone looking at digital marketing, and some books that every business owner and anyone that's interested in social media and the online world and growing your business should look at. I think that's it. Great. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time to watch. I hope this was valuable to you guys and you learned a lot. Please fire over any questions in the comments, and follow what we've got. If this has been of any value to you, I'd really appreciate some feedback or a like. And like I said before, if you have a particular problem and you think we can be of help and work with you, then there's a link in the description to get in touch and claim your free customized video battle plan for your business. Peace out. Been a long one.